Hey, this is Erin here today with a book review. I apologize for this lighting. Every single time I've tried to sit down and make this video, or any video in general, I sit down and it's like decent lighting outside, and then for some reason the sun has to come in and just ruin everything. So if you see like like in and out like light, that's what's going on. I apologize for that. Can't really do anything about it. So, this review is going to contain spoilers, so this is your fair warning. If you have not read this book or you don't want to hear any spoilers, you should just leave. But yeah, seriously, but there are going to be spoilers in here, and I don't want anyone to have this book spoiled for them. So if you don't want to hear anything, then this is not the video for you. So you've been forewarned. So I'm not responsible for anything that happens or anything I say after this. So the book I am reviewing today is Looking for Alaska by John Green. As I said before, I have never read a John Green book before. This is like my first time reading any of his work at all. I have never read anything by him. About 4 years ago, I would say, on Tumblr, I came across like a quote from a book, and I was like, at the time I was like, wow, that's a really good quote. Like, that's really nice. And for some reason, that post got lost, and I just never found it again, and I totally forgot exactly what the quote said, so I could never look it up correctly. So, just with this whole like John Green explosion like this year with like The Fault in Our Stars coming out and everything, like the movie, and I just feel like that propelled everything so much. So turned out to be a good thing because with all that going on, I finally rediscovered the quote, which I can read to you later, and that was from Looking for Alaska by John Green. So I kind of wanted to go in order when I started reading, or when I decided to start reading some of his books. So that one in particular just happened to be first, so that was good for me. I apologize if I'm looking down. I had written what I'm going to say. Sometimes I ramble a lot, so this will keep me on focus and hopefully just get to the point, because I don't want to make this a really long video. Just a disclaimer right there. So yeah, I went in this book somewhat blind, just because of all of that. And first I'll just start out with like what I really liked about the book. I really liked like how easy it was to get into it. It's written in not chapters, but like it says so many days before, because this book is, as you know, in 2 different sections, the before and after. So I like that too. Like that was kind of different from the typical like chapter structure, so that was kind of different. And I just really liked his writing. I don't know, it's just so like, even for his like first book, I found it like really polished and just very clear. And it only took me a day to finish this book, so it definitely was like a quick read for me. And I've been trying to read a lot of standalones, so that was a bonus as well. And I really liked his use of quotes in the book. I'm an English major, so I really love when authors do that. They use like references from like books, or from like famous people, like quotes from them. So I really love when people do that, and I know that's kind of a staple in his work, as I've heard of him to do that. So yeah, I just really like the placement in all of them too. I found it interesting. Like Pudge was so like enamored with like famous last words. I thought that was like an interesting quirk, which leads me into my discussion of Pudge. I really enjoyed him as a character. I really love like those underdog characters. I'm just a sucker for them. I was just instantly like attached to Pudge as soon as like I kind of heard about his like non-existence in his life before he goes out and tries to, you know, see what else is out there. I was just really attached to him from the start, and I found him extremely likable. I know a lot of people or so I've like seen, like some people had a problem with him. They didn't like him a lot, but I liked him a lot. He's like really sheepish and naive in the beginning, and I found that really endearing. I don't know why. I just love sort of underdog characters like that. And you know, I just found his story very like touching and very I don't know, just very realistic, I want to say. So, now I'll go into like the like what I was kind of like, this is okay kind of stuff. And I know this isn't like a new opinion or anything, but I really don't know how I feel about Alaska. I think that's the point, to be like kind of wishy-washy about her, because she is a wishy-washy character herself. And I don't know. I mean, I get she has a lot of problems. Like, you know, she saw her mom die and everything, and that was probably really brutal and really just an awful time in her life. But I just found her so annoying, and I really couldn't like justify like a lot of her actions all the time. Even with that, like things like terrible things happen. But I don't know. I didn't understand why Pudge was so like enamored by her. I was like, oh my god, Pudge, you can do so much better. I don't know why you're so enamored with this girl. She's just kind of just annoying, and I don't understand. But I think that was the point, and I don't think, I guess we don't always have to like characters. I think that was interesting too. Like, I think maybe that was a point too, like that we're really not supposed to like her. So that was kind of interesting as well, even though I didn't enjoy her as a character. And I can definitely say that now, like 3 weeks later. I read this book about like 3 weeks ago, that I wasn't sure if I was just like in a mood after I finished this book, but I can definitely say I don't enjoy her as a character. So unfortunately, sorry, but I just found her really annoying. I don't know if I found anyone who actually did like her though. So, but so here's another thing. I don't want to sound pretentious when I say this or anything, but I totally saw like her death coming. I knew like someone was going to die as soon as I like read the back cover. I was like, there's the before and after. Like, and after is just like nothing is ever the same, and to me that's just like death. That's just like death, like straight up death. Like, that's something that's nothing ever is ever the same after like death. So I really saw it coming. I mean, come on, like, she's drunk, she's going in this car, like, what do you think's gonna happen? I don't know. I don't want to sound like pretentious, like, oh, I saw that coming. I'm so smart. It's not like that at all. I don't know. I just kind of found it predictable. But I know I've heard from a lot of other people I've talked to who also read this book that they didn't see it coming, and they thought it was like really, really shocking. So I just had a totally different experience, I guess. So the only other thing that like bothered me with this book was that I don't understand like Pudge's relationship with Lara. I'm pronouncing it Lara. It might be Laura. I don't know. I pronounced it Lara, but it just seems so random. Like, I get that Pudge is like upset, like, oh, I can't have Alaska, but here's Lara, and I'll just ask her out because this is convenient right now. And I kind of felt like that. It was like so convenient. Like, it was all of a sudden like spontaneous. Like, do you want to be my girlfriend? Like, let's do this thing. And I know a lot of people talk about like that scene where like, you know, I'm just going to straight up say it, like the oral sex scene. Like, that doesn't really bother me as much as like the spontaneity of this whole like getting together with Lara thing. I mean, I know they were trying to get together, or they were trying to set Pudge up with Lara before, but it's just like, it's just kind of random. I don't know. I didn't particularly enjoy that, and I don't know. I just guess her like, oh, the naivety of like someone foreign, that just kind of seemed like a little cliche for me. But I guess there are people out there like that do I don't know, fit into that cliche of the like foreign student stereotype, but I don't know, that just bothered me a little bit. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have for this review. I hope I did okay. I'm not used to doing these. It's just my opinion. But I mean, if you love this book, like we totally had a different experience. I really like this book. I did like this book a lot, despite some faults. But I would give this like 4 out of 5 stars. So this wasn't a bad book at all. So I hope it didn't come across like, oh, this is such a bad book. I don't think that at all. But yeah, this is another thing I don't like. I don't want to go on off a tangent for too long, but I think just like the whole entire like hype over like all the John Green books and everything, and this is not even like the writer, this is not even the book itself thing, this is like an entire like reader thing, like people who do this, like readers like this, who are just like hype this book up so much, and it just gives me such like unrealistic expectations. Like I felt like I was going to go down this whole like phenomenal like journey, down this like a reading journey with this book, and I think that's kind of what let me down in a way. Like it's good, but I don't think it was like at this like huge like level like it was skyrocketed to. So yeah, I would just give it like 4 out of 5 stars. But yeah, please don't think I don't like this book, because I do, and I did enjoy it. So that's basically all I have for this, and thank you so much for watching. I hope to do another review soon. I want to do a winger, so stay tuned for that, and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.